Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for spending your Monday morning with us. Right now, let's touch down in the Mother City, which we know is full of women whose everyday courage changes lives long before the cameras arrive. Now, Good FM's Warrior Women initiative has been finding those women and also telling their stories on morning radio. And this year, the celebration steps onto a bigger stage alongside the WomenIN Festival. It's going to be held in November out at Newlands Cricket Ground with a bold, limitless, no labels, no limits, no apologies theme. I'm so here for it. So in studio on our couch this morning, we've got Leanne Williams, the voice who champions Warrior Women on Good FM, and of course, a familiar face around these parts, joined by WomenIN's Portfolio Director, Naz Fredericks. And then, of course, we've got the 2024 Social Impact Champion, Community Safety Leader, and Philisa Bafazi Betu founder, Lucinda Evans. Welcome, ladies, and thank you for being here. Give them a round of applause, y'all. Don't hold back. Don't hold back now. You're looking stunning, beautiful, coordinated. So I know that we're in good hands already, okay? But Lee, let's start with you. You're doing incredible work, as you do. Every time you come on the couch, we're like, we've got to sing the praises of Leanne Williams. But the morning show on Good FM champions so many great things, including Warrior Women, right? And this year, it's the second time round that we're doing the annual Warrior Women's. Wow. Between last year and this year, tell us a little bit more about why this isn't just content and why this is actually something that the listeners also benefit on your show.
You know, because that's what it started off as.
Yeah.
It started off as content, it started off as a feature, and then as the years progressed and based on the women and the type of women we were having on the show, we were like, but this is growing into a movement. Yeah. This is celebrating women who have, oh my goodness, they have achieved things amidst so many challenges, because we know that women are disproportionately affected by so many things in life compared to our male counterparts. But it was just really an opportunity to celebrate how far women have come, the challenges that they've had to overcome to get to where they are today. And compared to last year, the outcry and the support for another Warrior Woman Awards is incredible. So to be able to be sitting here with these phenomenal women, I feel super, super blessed.
Oh, that is incredible. I mean, I was at last year's awards and it was everything. We've all been counting down the moments where we can dance together, eat together, and of course celebrate the women that are deserving, which is, I mean, we've got to talk about it a little bit more. The 2024 Social Impact Champion. And of course, you are the founder of Philisa Bafazi Betu. Let's get into this conversation. After that recognition between last year and this year, has anything changed? I know you're not here for the recognition, but I mean, sometimes it's kind of nice.
I have to say that a lot happened.
Yeah.
2 weeks after the competition, I was offered a very dilapidated house.
Ooh.
And I turned that house into what I'm piloting, a GBV safe house for children in distress. Wow. We don't see children as the first victims to gender-based violence.
Yeah.
So I'm running an emergency safe haven for children from 0 to 17.
Wow.
Since we've opened the first week in November, we've already had 66 children.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, the bad and the sad part of it is that we don't pay attention to children in particular. And as horrible as the stories are, it's horrible what the Department of Social Development, Joburg, is doing by wanting to close baby savers. Wow. And I have a baby saver at my organization. But fast forward to sitting on the couch, I want to say, I'm also piloting. In the next 3 weeks, I'm opening an emergency safe house for men in distress.
Wow.
And we also don't recognize and see that women can be perpetrators of gender-based violence.
True.
There are 0 spaces for men, emergency safe houses. But I think the one challenge that Naz and I had a conversation is to fund these projects. And so I have to also say that, you know, post-Warrior Women and the exposure and the recognition goes to my team of Philisa Bafazi. I am because they are.
That's right.
I'm grateful to Natalie Fredericks, a woman that lost a son, and all she just wanted was his body. And it took long, and she called me, and I don't know her from a bar soap, and she nominated me a year ago. And so it's through women's pain and children's pain, but still the atrocity of just gender-based violence as a whole with humans. It brings us on this couch today, and grateful to your program and Good Hope FM, because in between both these big things that I've done, I've also piloted soon together with the men, opening an emergency safe house for LGBTQI persons in distress. So thank you also for 2024.
Right.
Amazing.
And that's just the beginning.
That's incredible. I think that deserves a round of
That
applause.
absolutely does.
That's
Listen, I've got goosebumps, my
Yeah.
goodness. And I love the fact that you've made your life a life of service because you see the need and you know that there's a gap and that we get to celebrate that as well. And then WomenIN Festival joins us this year, which is incredible. Naz, we have to come to you. A 2-day festival out in Newlands. It's going to be beautiful, but of course, impactful and purposeful as well. When you create spaces like this, platforms like this, along with Lee as well, what is the intention? What are we doing here? I mean, why is this the right home for women's stories?
You know, Carissa, when we created the WomenIN platform, we created a space where we're like, we need to break down silos and actually work together, you know, walk that collaboration and lift each other up. I think, you know, as we work in the spaces that we do, a lot of women don't really tend to lift each other's crowns. And that's something that we really need to focus on. And not only that, we're creating a space that is primarily around holistic empowerment. I think, you know, Lucinda and I were having such a great conversation this morning about funding and so forth, but with all of the challenges that goes with, you know, doing social impact work and being a woman that is, you know, spearheading and trailblazing women empowerment, there are a lot of challenges that we face. So we look at how are we actually going to take Carissa or take Phenomenal Woman and say, you know, we want to help you. We want to give you the tools that you require, both soft and hard skills for you to actually step into your limitless power. So we focus on everything such as financial literacy, funding, health and wellness, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional well-being, because that ties into us walking into our very best.
Oh. Beautiful, mic drop, my goodness. We have got the right woman on the couch to spearhead this movement and also this conversation. And guess what? That was only part one. We will keep them right here to get into more conversation with Woman Warrior and, of course, WomenIN Festival. But speaking about heroes, I think our gents also want to crown a special someone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, it's true. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on S3. Now, we're going to touch base again with our wonderful woman in studio whose everyday courage changes lives long before, as we know, the cameras switch on. And we are talking about the Warrior Woman Awards in partnership with, of course, the WomenIN Festival. It is going to be incredible. And on our couch, we still have the gorgeous Lucinda as well as Leanne and Naz. So let's get into part two of this conversation. Warrior Woman, Leanne.
Yes.
When you came up with that phrase, when you think about warrior woman, what picture exactly comes to mind?
You know what? When I came up with the concept for Warrior Woman, it really was creating a space for women like me whose name is being mentioned in rooms that they're not even in. And that's what we need more of. We need to amplify the voices of women who have overcome and have risen above insurmountable challenges to reach the life of their dreams, to build the businesses they never believed they could, or that people said they never would be able to. You know, it's the mom who's holding a family together whilst building her business from her kitchen. It's the survivor who has overcome all those challenges so that she could give a voice to others. You know, it is the young achiever who has basically said, I'm not going to listen to all the naysayers that said I never would, but I'm actually going to do the things. So it's every woman in every sphere of industry who, regardless of what life has thrown at her, has said, you know what, I believe in myself and I'm going to do my utmost best to achieve those dreams. I mean, we're sitting right next to two of them right now today, and this is what not only Warrior Woman and not only the WomenIN Festival is all about. It's three women from different spheres of life, different industries coming together to build something together, to create a movement to say we want to celebrate women who are just like us, that are doing so many incredible things in life, and we want their stories to be heard.
Yeah, and representation matters.
It does.
When you
It really
see that
does.
happening and you get the affirmation, you go, okay,
Yeah.
something in you switches on to say, I can also access that part of myself. I have the potential to do it, and there's evidence that it can be done, and successfully so as well. Let's talk about Pelisa Bafazi Betu. I need to know what really triggered in your mind to say that this needs to be created, that the safe haven needs to be formed for those that are in need.
I come from the dining room to the mega center at Steenberg. So I understood the day when I stopped to assist a woman that was beaten up while a crowd of people was standing and watching. And when I started off, I thought it was about the women. And fast forward, we've become intersectional, where I now advocate for boys and men, where my direct gift in this industry is safe spaces. But I also want to say, where we find ourselves, it's very difficult to reach out and ask for help. And I think I want to encourage young women in our space and women in general, we have to ask for help. As much as what we protect our shelters and our emergency safe spaces, we have to hold hands with each other, especially in the private sector, in the business sector. We have to knock on their door and say, your CSI is not just always money. What can your company come and give back and teach in our industry that we could grow? I want to say to the companies also that have a deeper look at what we actually do as first responders, as saving lives, as changing the narratives. We don't even look at smaller children in ECD centers as victims of gender-based violence. So I'm piloting, focusing on young children, not just the child that ends up in the emergency safe house, but where it starts, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. And so that we work together to ensure that when the child, male and female, gets to 17, 18, 14, 15, that they would understand and that we just change the narrative. But it's a whole of society, it is the whole of business, private sector and the NGO partnership.
We all have a responsibility. And I love the fact that you've seen that and you've stepped up to the plate. And also that you're challenging people to say, you know what, you can actually do a little bit more. You can do better. I mean, you guys, again, are 3 examples of doing better. So thank you for that work. And Naz, you know, I'm always curious about this. When we host festivals and we have these major events, it is beautiful and worth the celebration. But then the after happens. And I think, are you actually following up? What is in place post-event to make sure that women are still taken care of?
Well, Carissa, that's actually a great point. You know, with the WomenIN platform per se, we always ask, why are we doing what we're doing? And what is the sustainable impact that we are creating? And for us, it's more than just an event. It's actually not just an event. Yes, it's bringing women together, you know, to network with each other, to drive sustainable impact and change forward. But with us, we have multiple touch points throughout the year with our in-sector work. We work with a number of partners and associations and NPOs throughout the year, you know, and it all culminates into the WomenIN Festival. And, you know, what we do when we get into our working groups is we actually create white papers, and we're privy enough to actually take the voices of women from across the various sectors in South Africa into rooms where they are not present, like Leanne mentioned earlier, and actually have their voices heard. You know, we were privy enough to actually go to the Women's P20 Parliament this year, and just being in those spaces and, you know, taking forward the findings and the challenges within each particular sector, you know, we were able to create that correlation and actually start bridging those gaps. So that is what we do as the WomenIN portfolio as a whole. Our work never ends, and we are so passionate about what we do that we listen to phenomenal women's stories every single day. And, you know, listening to Lucinda's story and hearing from Lucinda, it's always a woman that has gone through the most challenges in her life. that really wants to make the most impact.
That's right.
Powerful.
All I'm saying is that the passion is here and we are in good company. So 13 and 14 November, we already know where you're going to be. Please get yourself some tickets. And of course, if you think that you are a woman that could be nominated or you know somebody, you can go ahead and email marketing@goodfm.co.za. And of course, every single, is it Wednesday or every day that you touch base on the show? When
It's
it
on a
comes to it?
Wednesday.
Every single Wednesday on At the Morning Show with Leanne Williams and the girls. You can find out exactly more details about this. Ladies, thank you. I am inspired. This Monday can end now. We're good. We're good. All right, let's head to the kitchen to see what else is good.